There we go. Hope it stops freezing. You've just caught me indulging in some Easter dark chocolate covered cranberries. It's so good. I just watched your video 2 weeks after you put it on. I will explain that later. First, I'm going to explain these cranberries because it's Easter, and I'm kind of a health freak a little bit, and so all of my family buys me dark chocolate covered cranberries for Easter, and they each buy me like 2 things of. I mean, my only family is my dad, my mom, and my grandma. But if they each buy me 2 of these, that's 6. So I have a lot of these, and they're expensive. And I have to eat them. Or I could give them to other people, but I don't do that. I get through them myself. So I've just been gorging myself. It's been quite enjoyable. It's like 1:04 in the morning right now. Yeah, I felt like going on there. So I went on there and I watched the video. And then I was like, wow, that was 2 weeks ago. The reason that for 2 weeks I didn't make a video or even go on there is because I wrote you a letter in reply to your letter, which I did get, and it was awesome. And I think I'd already told you that I got it. And then it was awesome. But I wrote you a letter in reply, and it's fairly substantial. And then I wrote it like 2 weeks ago. And then for some reason, I felt that due to the fact I had written that letter, that was like, I don't know, I just felt that that was like a replacement of, I don't know what I was thinking, but I just was like, every time I would think about making a video, I'd be like, oh, but I just wrote that letter. So, I didn't want to repeat, I guess, the same things that I told you in the letter, because I only have so many things, so I probably would have repeated. And then I just mailed the letter. Even though I wrote it like 2 weeks ago, I just mailed it like 2 days ago, because I'm notorious for if I write a letter, I wait like a little while later to mail it. So you're going to get it, and it'll be like, you'll get it whenever it comes to your house, like in a week or whatever. And then it'll be like from like a month ago. And I'm sorry about that. And it's lame. And someday it's not that hard to put it in an envelope, write the addresses on there, put a little stamp on there, go over to the mailbox, put in. I mailed it. I put it into the mailbox at like 2 in the morning the other night because I couldn't sleep. And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to mail Jessica's letter. I put it in the thing, walked down to the mailbox, 2 in the morning, put it in the mailbox. Nobody knows. But the mailbox is very close to my house, so it's not really as dramatic as it might sound of a trek to the mailbox at 2 in the morning. It's just around the block there. But I really like going for little walks at like 3 in the morning. I feel so free. My parents are asleep, they don't even notice. Or they just don't care about me or my safety. But I just get up, leave. It's a fun time. Sorry, I'm a little coffee and bad and stuff, and this might not be the greatest video. But I really loved your video there, Jessica. And I'm just going to keep eating these. I'm sorry if that's rude, eating in front of you. So good. I just got back from rehearsal. So the play that I'm doing, you said you are interested in my plays and stuff, so I will tell you. Oh my gosh, this is so good. Anyway, I'm sorry. So right now I'm in like the musical at my school, which is Urinetown. But I'm just a minor part in that because I'm not really into musicals. Like, I've never liked musicals that much. And I really don't think it's just because I can't sing. I'm not that self-absorbed that just because I can't sing, I don't like musicals. I just don't like them because they don't have usually a good story or anything. They're just kind of, you know, music and stuff and song, sing song, woo woo woo. And I'm like, I would rather have a more intricate plot lines and more like, you know, characters that I can actually more emotionally connect with and stuff like that. I really prefer plays. But that's not common, and it's not the way it is at my school. So the musical's a very big deal right now, but I'm not that involved. Because I have to work to get money to pay my way through university. Even though I got a scholarship, which is awesome, and I didn't expect that. And I'm angry because now I know that I could have gotten $6,000 more if I'd had like 1% more. Which, frankly, I don't deserve that scholarship more than you do, that's for sure, or more than a lot of people that didn't get it. But if I had known that they were so generous with the monies, the reason it was so easy for me to get it is because I was going into fine arts. So I could put, for my GPA, I was allowed to use like fine arts course, like a fine arts course, and then just an English 12, and then any 2 academic courses. So I got to use theater, literature, history, and English. Easy peasy. Whereas you had to use like probably physics and science and math and shit. I didn't even take any grade 12 science or math courses. But then I was saying that to everyone, and they're like, give yourself some credit. You deserve that. Stop explaining yourself. You know, and it's like, yeah, I feel like I deserve it. I have worked really hard at theater and stuff, but I have had a lot of fun, and I feel like I don't deserve to get, because, I don't know, like, I'm glad I'm not, you know, don't take it away from me, you know, I want it, but it's like there are girls at my school that worked so hard, doing boring, shitty work they don't even like, because they thought, you know, I mean, that's their own stupidity of doing something they don't like. But, like, you know, people that push themselves, like, to go into, like, say, like, I know you really like science and math, and I think that's awesome. But there are some people at my school that really don't, like, for example, they're going into science, and they don't like science, but they're going into it because that's what they think is a good career choice. And they work so hard on it, and they make themselves spend so much time doing something so mundane and not fun. And I feel like there's almost something wrong with me that I'm having so much fun. And I never have had to push myself to do something that I hate since grade 10 when we still had to do like math and stuff. These last couple of years, I've just been having a great time taking the classes I like. And I was like, I'll just have fun in my last couple of years. I'm going to enjoy my high school, even if that costs me, you know? But it didn't. I still got a lot of money. But if I had had like 2% higher, I could have gotten a lot more money. And the reason why that bothers me is because I could have. So if anyone watches this and you're in grade 11, and when you go into grade 12, you could get a really high mark in English. Get a really high mark in English. Don't slack off because you don't like your English teacher and you think she's stupid and uninspirational and bad at English and lazy and annoying, and you have a personal vendetta against your English teacher who replaced your real English teacher because your real English teacher fell off of the cliff. Don't do that, because even if you don't like your stupid, lazy English teacher, you know, just not doing the work isn't gonna actually really cause her, like, you know, really be a good vengeance against her. It's just gonna make your percentage go way down for your GPA, which is gonna change your GPA, which could cost you $6,000. So lesson learned for that. But yeah, I'm gonna try and apply for more scholarships now because I actually got a scholarship. Now I'm like, this is a real thing that happens to people. That happened to me, and that was just from my GPA. So now I can apply for ones that are for other reasons. I know I'm gonna get $1,000 more because for the Dogwood Fine Arts Scholarship. I don't know if you have that. Probably not. Dogwood is like the British Columbia thing or something. But it's like if you do really excellent in a trades or whatever, like in cooking or whatever, and one of the things you can apply for is for fine arts. And I know I'm going to get that. That's the only thing I thought I was going to get. But they don't reveal that till like June. So, anyways. What I was talking about was... my play. Yeah, so there's the musical at our high school. And then there's a play called Mrs. Reynolds and the Ruffian, which I had rehearsal of tonight. And it's been taking up a lot of my time. And it's probably why I'm getting really sick right now. My throat hurts. And I keep taking zinc lozenges and drinking a lot of water. So it's like I keep fighting it off. But then it keeps coming back. And I'm like, oh. Uh-oh. Oops. And so it's kind of like, I hope it just leaves eventually. Anyways. Mrs. Reynolds and the Ruffian is a play about... I'm going to look it up and read the description because but it's a play that I'm in Qualicum, which is quite far away. It's like a 45-minute drive from my house. So, that's far away. But this lady, the director, she drives me because she lives in Nanaimo too. Fuck, I just revealed where I live. That's okay. Is that okay? Whatever, I don't care. I'll be moving soon. So she's really cool. And then in the play there's where is it? I'm trying to find a review of it. Here, I'll just read you a description of the play. Gary Owens, clever... This isn't like the official description. This is just written by somebody. Gary Owens, clever, enjoyable play. As sly and funny as little old lady Mrs. Reynolds herself, chips away at the stereotypes of marauding youth and elderly people scared to leave their own homes, to fashion something more complex, true, and even optimistic. He is not afraid of playing with stereotypes, though. Initially, it appears we are in classic Middle England. As wayward teenager Jay, who has wrecked Mrs. Reynolds' lovingly tended garden, is brought to face with his victim in a restorative justice scheme called Community Payback. It quickly becomes clear that Jay's contrition is strictly for show and that he intends to play the system for his own benefit. But what both Jay and the audience don't realize is when it comes to manipulation, Mrs. Reynolds is a master, and with little left to lose, she's ready to go all the way. Soon Jay is learning how to garden, but can a bad seed ever grow? Of course it can, and Owen's urban fairy tale shows how in a play that may not have the grittiness of some new writing, but has something more valuable, a big heart, and the ability to confront its audience's prejudices while thoroughly entertaining them. Many kinds of prejudices are explored, including young men's attitudes to young women, such as single mother Mel, whose sexual history becomes a subject of speculation between Jay and his cocky mate Kieran. That's me, Mel, whose sexual history becomes a subject of speculation. Bridget Larmer's beautifully cast production is spot on. There are lovely performances. Anyway, that's about their somebody on the internet specific production. But yeah, so I play this woman Mel, who's in our play. I have a 2-year-old son. I'm 18, so I had a child when I was 16, and now I'm falling in love with Jay, and then I won't reveal to you the plot in case you're not gonna come see it. Yeah, I fall in love with him, and then in the end, nothing really happens between us. Well, no, it's like we get together, and then we kind of break up, and then it's like at the end, it's like we're kind of getting back together again. And then, like, and then, but the main story, I'm only in the second act. And the main thing is Mrs. Reynolds and Jay. And they're like the whole thing, the young teenage delinquent and the old woman, like their different attitudes of things and stuff. And it's really funny because in the cast, like there's a lot of elderly people involved in the show, and then they have sort of similar struggles, like kind of mirrors the premise of the show about like the young person arguing with the old people because they have all these little arguments with him. Because, my nose. Because the guy playing him is only 14 because they couldn't find anyone older, which kind of sucks. But he does it well. He does a good job. But they like had this, like they'll have little arguments with him, and it's really funny because he'll be like he doesn't quite, because he's new, obviously, he's only 14 and stuff, so he doesn't quite understand all of their customs over at this theater, which is mostly run by elderly people. So it's like there's some conflict between them because they'll be like doing things one way and then he'll be like trying to do things another way. So it's like to me it kind of mirrors what happens in the play too. So weird picture on Facebook. Sorry, I went on Facebook while I was talking to you because that was dumb. I'm making a video and I go, gosh. It's just like of my two friends, and they're kind of like dating, but not really. But then there's a picture of them both holding a baby, and it looks like they have a baby together, and it's just like, why did you? It looks weird. I don't know whose baby it is, but I don't know why they're sitting on a couch holding a baby. They look like a married couple with a little baby. What a strange person. Anyways, I'm gonna just go to bed. But yeah, it's a fun production to be in. It's difficult because it's a bunch of old people in this theater company is all like old people. But then the cast is me, and then a 14-year-old boy and a 15-year-old boy and like a woman that's like 30 or whatever. I don't know her actual age. I'm really bad. I'm sorry if I guessed your age wrong, but you'll never watch this, so it doesn't matter. And then an elderly woman who plays Mrs. Reynolds. And so I'm like the only person who's not either an old person or a young person. Like I'm like in between because I'm older than those boys, but I'm like not an old person. So I'm expected to be more mature than them, but also more youthful than the older people. And I'm just like, and sometimes it's just like I want to laugh because the old people get really mad at these two boys, and they'll be like, that's ridiculous. Like this one guy, he'll be like always tapping his knee like this, like not like this, like he'll be like tapping his foot all the time, like that kind of. That's not really what it looks like, but like some kids do, like some people do. He's just always like, it's not like the way I'm demonstrating at all. And they'll just get so mad about it, and it's like the exact same thing that happens in the play. Is he'll be like, he's really fidgety, and then like Mrs. Reynolds will be like, stop or whatever. Well, I don't think that actually happens in the play, but like but then like behind the stage he'll still be doing that, and they'll be like, oh, he just needs to stop being so fidgety. And I get so mad, and it's like, you have to remember that this is just like young people here, and it's like their first time doing theater, and the elderly people are really intense about it, and they'll be like, no, this is really serious. and it's just like, it's quite a funny environment. Wow, this is 20 minutes? What? Gosh. But yeah, and then there's me who's like trying to be serious, but also not be an old person, but also laugh a little bit, but also not be as immature as the as a 14 and 15-year-old boy. Because sometimes I'll start laughing and then I'll be like, no, 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 you're supposed to be more mature than them. So, yeah. I'll be glad when it's over because I'll have a lot more free time. Because we had like rehearsal in Qualicum tonight, really late, and then I just got back like basically right before I made this, like, so at like midnight, because I have to drive home and I get a ride with Arlene, with the director, so she is like has to stay later and talk about stuff sometimes. I can't leave earlier than her because I get a ride with her. So it's been taking up a lot of like late nights for me. But it's fun because it's exciting and I love being in plays. And if I wasn't in it, I would probably be sad right now because I would be like, oh, I'm just not doing it. I like to go out and do stuff. But at the same time, I would probably be asleep right now, which would probably be healthier. So, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But, yeah. We're going to be performing it. Opening night is like, well, Tuesday is like our preview night. Then opening night is Thursday. So, you should pop down, Jessica. Take a little plane down. Come watch. No, of course not. But you know what? Soon we'll be at university together. And it's going to be so awesome. And you can come watch our plays there. And I'll come hang out with you in your science room. I'll just walk in, you'll be doing like a lab, and I'll just go in there awkwardly and just stand beside you, and they'll be like, what are you doing? And I'll be like, I just want to hang out with Jessica. And they'll be like, okay, whatever. They probably won't even care. They let you just, do what you want. I can just walk on in there, sit in for the science lab. They probably wouldn't even care. That's how chill they are probably over there. No, I don't know. I have no idea. I'm just really excited. I just want to be there a lot. It's so boring here. It's a boring place. Mostly because I can't drive, so I can't do anything. Well, I can take the bus, and I'm busy, but it's just not the same as being at university, where we have a bus pass and we can bus so much everywhere. Like, I'm still not going to be able to drive because I decided I'm not ready to drive and I don't want to. But I'll just bus all over the place. It'll be crazy. I'll just get on the bus, just start bussing around, like if I'm bored, I'll just hop on a bus, not even look at where it's going, and then I'll just end up somewhere cool or somewhere kind of sketchy, or wherever I end up, who knows, that's how adventures happen, my friend. And then it's like, it's gonna be just great. Oh, I'm gonna cry, I'm so excited, and we can be hanging out, and that's right, Jessica, it's our city. It's gonna be our... Nice. You and me, we will take Victoria over. It will be our city. We will just rock the city, my friend. Rock the city. Rock the city. Wow, yeah, there's actually, yeah, I'm just gonna go. I was gonna say something, but I think I already told you in my letter, so I don't want to repeat things that you read and that you see and then you read it in my letter. I'd rather you just read it in my letter. So I probably already have repeated things. But you know what? I don't care. Wow, this is just getting gross. I'm just coughing all over the place. I'm gonna go now. I hope that you enjoyed this. And that it wasn't too, like, monotonous and weird and confusing and stuff. Yeah, I feel like there's something else I wanted to say to you. No, there isn't. I really wanna, I don't know. There's stuff I wanna do and I don't remember. what it is. I'll just go now. I'll talk to you later, my friend. Gosh. See you later. No, I won't ask you that. I think I already asked you that in my letter. Okay, I'm going.